Environment Canada has issued a severe thunderstorm warning.
To inhale with this storm near Shooks.
Hello everyone, and welcome to my very first episode of Retro NWR, Retro NOAA Weather Radio. In this series, I will be showcasing a vintage cycles of NOAA Weather Radio stations dating from the 1980s to the 2000s. But before we start though, a brief history on NOAA Weather Radio. NOAA Weather Radio traces its origins back to the early 1950s. The U.S. Weather Bureau, which was the National Weather Service's former name prior to 1970, launched station KWO35 in New York City in late 1951 as part of the NOAA VHF program. Originally, these stations were primarily used for aviation weather reports, much different from what is being used today. 2 years later, Chicago would get a similar station launched with the call sign being KWO39. However, because of funding cuts, the two stations would later switch formats in 1960, but the U.S. Navy secured the 162.550 MHz frequency, which both stations were broadcasting on for marine weather forecasts. However, this would soon change following the devastating Palm Sunday tornado outbreak of 1965. In the wake of the outbreak, one of the recommendations discussed by the U.S. Weather Bureau's Storm Survey team was to launch a nationwide radio network that would be used to broadcast weather warnings to the immediate public. In 1966, the Environmental Science Services Administration, or ESSA, started the ESSA VHF Weather Radio Network, which we now know today as NOAA Weather Radio. Since then, the service has grown to over 1,000 stations across the country and across such countries like Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, American Samoa, and a couple of others. Now, with that out of the way, this first Retro NWR episode will feature a cycle from, coincidentally enough, one of the first NOAA Weather Radio stations to be launched, that is, KWO35 in New York City, dating from May 20th, 1992. And I should point out that most of the weather radio broadcasts featured in this series are coming directly from meteorologist Matthew Sittel's online website, in which he has over 1,000 weather radio broadcasts recorded from cassette tapes, dating from the early 1980s to today. Anyways, that's enough of me blabbering about. Hopefully you enjoy, and let me know down in the comments what weather radio station you want me to feature next.
The 5 p.m. readings, temperature 72, dew point 37, humidity 28, wind souths 10 miles per hour, barometer 30.44 and falling, weather sunny. Ambrose now, the wind south 4 knots, air temperature 52, water temperature 51, wave height 7 feet. Mooney, 20 miles southwest of Fire Island, wind east at 8 knots, air temperature 50, water temperature 47, wave height 5 feet. The metropolitan area, we have sunny skies, temperature in the low 60s to low 70s. Southeastern New York, sunny skies, temperature in the mid 70s to low 80s. Western Connecticut, sunny skies, temperature in the low 70s. Southern New Jersey, sunny skies, temperature in the high 60s. Eastern Pennsylvania, sunny skies, temperature in the high 70s to the low 80s. Repeating the 5 p.m. reading, temperature 72, humidity 28, wind south 10 miles per hour, barometer 30.44 and falling, and that's sunny. Here is the marine weather forecast for Long Island Sound and for the coastal waters from Watchville, Rhode Island to Montauk Point to Manasquan Inlet, New Jersey, extending 20 nautical miles offshore. For the rest of today, winds southeast to south 5 to 10 knots, with seas 2 to 4 feet on the ocean and 1 to 3 feet on Long Island Sound. Tonight, winds variable, mainly east, less than 10 knots, with seas 2 or 3 feet on the ocean and 1 or 2 feet on Long Island Sound. Thursday, winds east 5 to 10 knots, becoming south around 10 knots, with seas 2 or 3 feet on the ocean and 1 or 2 feet on Long Island Sound. And Thursday night, winds variable, mainly east, less than 10 knots, with seas 2 or 3 feet on the ocean and 1 or 2 feet on the Sound. And visibility occasionally 3 to 5 miles and haze late at night. High tide at Sandy Hook will be at 11:24 p.m. tonight. High tide at Willets Point will be at 3:01 p.m. this afternoon and again at 2:51 a.m. Thursday morning. north side of Montauk Point will be at 11:51 p.m. tonight.
And for the waters south of New England, from Great South Channel to Hudson Canyon, including the water south of Montana to Nantucket Island out to 1,000 fathoms. For tonight, northeasterly winds at 15 knots or less with seas running 2 to 4 feet. Tomorrow, northeast winds becoming variable at 15 knots or less with the seas running 2 to 4 feet, and tomorrow night variable winds 15 or less with 3 to 6 foot seas.
Good evening. You're listening to the National Weather Service's Weather Radio, broadcasting from Midtown Manhattan in New York City. Here's the late afternoon and evening broadcast. Splendid weather was rolling right along in the tri-state area thanks to a dominating mound of high pressure over the northeastern U.S. Clear skies and light winds have coincided with pleasant daytime temperatures and low humidities to provide about the best weather anybody could want. Temperatures will once again be cool tonight as the cloudless skies and lack of winds allow temperatures to fall. The strong May sun will boost the mercury Thursday and Friday to even higher numbers. Look for inland areas to climb into the 80s as we head toward the weekend. A weak front will head toward the region Saturday night and Sunday, with cooler conditions expected for the start of next week. So here's the 3 p.m. weather forecast for the northern half of New Jersey, southwestern Connecticut, and southeastern New York, including Long Island and the New York City metropolitan area. It'll be sunny and pleasant for the rest of today. Tonight will be clear and cool, with lows 45 to near 50 in urban areas, in the upper 30s to mid-40s in the suburbs, including Long Island, and in the 30s over the interior, with isolated pockets of frost in the coolest spots well inland. Thursday will be sunny and a bit warmer, with highs in the upper 70s to low 80s, except 70 to 75 across interior Long Island and in the 60s at the shores. Thursday night will be clear and cool again, with lows in the mid-40s to low 50s along the coast and in the upper 30s inland. And Friday will be continued sunny and warm, with highs 80 to 85 inland and 65 to 70 at the shores. The next forecast will be issued by 10 p.m. this evening.
The extended forecast for the area for the period Saturday through Monday calls for generally fair weather through the period, with the daily highs from the low 80s well inland to the upper 60s near the ocean both Saturday and Sunday, with the overnight lows mostly in the 50s. Cool around Monday with the highs generally 65 to 70 and the overnight lows in the 40s in the interior to low 50s on the coast.